Welcome to this automated presentation introducing the Teachwell Toolkit. My name is Steve Waters and I am the founder of the Teachwell Alliance and the creator of the Teachwell Toolkit. This presentation is an introduction to the Teachwell Toolkit and how it works. It provides information on the documents that are included in the Teachwell Toolkit and how to access them. It also gives you an overview of the Teachwell Toolkit programme to implement a culture of staff wellbeing and mental health. This presentation is also available as a manual presentation without voiceover narration and as an audio file only. You will also find a transcript of the voiceover narration in the Teachwell Toolkit Resources folder. The presentation will automatically move on to the next slide after my narration stops. As there is detailed information to read on the slides, when I finish speaking, please pause the presentation to read through the slide. When you are ready to move on, press play again. I suggest you play the presentation through once without taking notes. Then do the same with presentation document 5, implementing a culture of staff wellbeing and mental health using the Teachwell Toolkit. Then open document 2, manual version of introducing the Teachwell Toolkit, and run through it, making notes if appropriate. Do the same for presentation document 6, manual version of implementing a culture of staff wellbeing and mental health using the Teachwell Toolkit. You can then start to implement the Teachwell Toolkit programme in the step-by-step guidance in document 6, manual version of implementing a culture of staff wellbeing and mental health using the Teachwell Toolkit. The Teachwell Alliance focuses on staff wellbeing and mental health as a whole school issue. This slide explains why. Take a moment to read how the colour coding works in the presentation. The colour coding also applies to all documents in the Teachwell Toolkit. The aim is to make the documents easier to read. The Teachwell Alliance has designed the Teachwell Toolkit programme to take you one step at a time through the actions you need to take. All the documents you will need have been written for you, including emails to staff. All communication documents are in Word format so that you can easily customise them to your setting if necessary. This slide explains what the Teachwell Toolkit is and refers to the fast-track version. We believe that the full version ensures effective implementation and involves staff at every stage in the process. However, in certain circumstances, the fast-track version may be more appropriate for your school. At this point, you might wish to download document 24, Teachwell Toolkit Reference Manual, and the flowchart in document 10 step by step through the Teachwell Toolkit so that you can refer to them. The Teachwell Toolkit website and the Padlet are password protected with the same password. The Teachwell Toolkit Resources folder is stored on the website and contains all the documents of the Teachwell Toolkit. You should download the folder to your school's shared area. The online cloud platform Padlet also contains all the documents you will need. The Teachwell Toolkit also includes the School Wellbeing iAbacus. The School Wellbeing iAbacus equips you to identify issues leading to staff mental ill health and burnout and to plan to address them. This slide explains how to access it. The next 5 slides are a summary of the documents in the Teach Well Toolkit. Pause each slide, read it and then click play to be taken to the next slide. Slide 12 explains in more detail how to access iAbacus and what you need to do to set it up. View the home page of the Teach Well Toolkit website either now or at the end of the presentation. Now view the How to Use iAbacus page on the Teach Well Toolkit website, either now or after you have finished viewing the presentation. Slide 15 introduces you to the work of Christina Maslach and the 6 factors she believes lead to burnout. The Teach Well Toolkit equips you to tackle each of the 6 factors. Visit the Implement page on the Teach Well Toolkit website, either now or after you have finished viewing this presentation. Visit the Monitor page on the Teach Well Toolkit website, either now or after you have finished viewing this presentation. Visit the Evaluate page on the Teach Well Toolkit website, either now or after you have finished viewing this presentation. If you are ready to implement the Teach Well Toolkit program, follow the instructions on this slide. Also download Document 30, List of Documents in the Teach Well Toolkit from the Teach Well Toolkit Resources folder. This is a handy reminder of the numbers and names of the documents you will use during the implementation of the Teach Well Toolkit. You will also find Document 10 step by step through the Teach Well Toolkit and Document 24 the Teach Well Toolkit manual helpful in getting to know the Teach Well Toolkit. The Teach Well Alliance is able to support your school in a variety of ways, either while you are implementing the Teach Well Toolkit or afterwards. Contact me, Steve Waters, if you would like to discuss any of the options on this final slide. Now view the presentation Document 5, Implementing a Culture of Staff Wellbeing and Mental Health using the Teach Well Toolkit.